Good morning. I am Mrs. Pushpa Ghodake, biology teacher working at Swami Ramananda Bharati Vidya Mandir and Junior College, Tasgaon. We continue with the topic respiration and circulation. In that topic, today we study the mechanism of respiration. Today's point is mechanism of respiration. As already studied, respiration is a biological process in which the exchange of gases takes place between the environment and lungs, and the formation of or liberation of energy. That energy is stored in the form of ATP. But this process involves different steps or different processes, such as first one, breathing, then external respiration, then internal respiration, and cellular respiration. Today we continue with the first process, that is breathing. Breathing is a physical process in which exchange of gases takes place between the atmosphere and the lungs. It involves two steps. First one is the inspiration and another one is expiration. Both these processes involve the parts of thoracic cage, ribs, sternum, then intercostal muscles and the muscles of diaphragm. Now we continue with the first step of breathing, that is inspiration. Inspiration is actually nothing but intake of atmospheric air into the lungs. Due to the pressure gradient, the diaphragm becomes flat, due to which it is an active process, due to which actually the muscles of external intercostal muscles contracts. As these muscles contracts, the ribs and sternum moves upward and outward. Its effect shows that the volume of the thoracic cavity increases and decrease in the pressure of thorax and lungs. To compensate this low pressure, the atmospheric air rushes into the lungs, and that is called inspiration. Then the second step, that is expiration. Expiration is nothing but exhalation of the air. During expiration, the thorax contracts. Diaphragm also relax and it becomes dome-shaped. The ribs and thoracic cage also relax, due to which due to this there is decrease in the volume of thoracic cavity, and automatically there is increase in the pressure of thorax and the lungs. As this happens, the pressure increases on the lungs as compared with the atmospheric pressure. Therefore, the air from lungs exhaled into the atmosphere, that is nothing but the expiration. Thus, one inspiration and one expiration is nothing but one breath. It is also seen with the diagram. See in the diagram of inspiration, the diaphragm becomes flat and moves downward. The rib cage and sternum is a chest bone which is present exactly in the middle of thoracic cavity, to which the ribs are attached in the ventral surface. That sternum, a rod shaped bone आहे, that sternum is and ribs moves upward and outward, and therefore air is rushes into the lungs. Similarly, see in the expiration, the diaphragm relaxes. It becomes dome shaped and moves upward, due to which ribs and the sternum moves inward and downward. Thus, the air rushes or exhalation of air takes place. Then the second step, that is the external respiration. External respiration, or it is also known as the exchange of gases between the atmosphere and blood. An alveolus is made up of simple columnar epithelial tissue which rests on basement membrane. It is surrounded by network of fine blood capillaries. The capillaries also made up of squamous epithelium. These are also rests on basement membrane. Both these, that means the capillaries as well as the alveolus, have similar structure, and these are very thin walled. Together they form a respiratory membrane through which the exchange of gases takes place between the alveolus and blood. Then, according to the law of diffusion, gases always flows from high concentration or high pressure towards a low pressure. So here also diffusion of gases takes place in alveolus or according to the pressure. That means this flows from high concentration or high partial pressure to the low partial pressure. The partial pressure of carbon dioxide at blood or in blood capillaries or in blood of pulmonary capillaries is 45 mm of Hg, and that means the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in alveolus is 40 mm Hg. According to the law of diffusion, and that is due to the difference, the carbon dioxide flows from blood capillaries into the alveolus. Then the partial pressure of oxygen of blood of pulmonary capillaries is 40 mm Hg, and partial pressure of oxygen in the alveolus is 104 mm Hg. Again here, according to the law of diffusion or the pressure gradient, the oxygen diffuses, or due to the difference between the partial pressure, the oxygen diffuses from alveolus into the blood capillaries. Both these processes are exactly reverse or opposite in direction. So this exchange, see in the diagram, that is oxygen enters into the alveolus, from alveolus it enters into the blood capillaries, and exact opposite, carbon dioxide from the blood capillaries diffuses into the alveolus, from which the exhalation of carbon dioxide takes place. That means here oxygen enters into the blood. At the same time, carbon dioxide from the blood diffuses into the alveolus. That's all about the exchange of gases at alveolar level. Thank you.